Honkai Star Rail, a game with characters. Quite a lot of characters, lovable characters, characters that make your skin crawl, and a lot of characters for you to get hyperfixated on, like any good person would. Hello everybody, my name is Lana Usagi, girl of your dreams, harbinger of your nightmares, and your computer is about to explode. Today we're going to be ranking all these lovely people here in Honkai Star Rail. In case you guys don't know, I tend to play this game a little bit, just a little bit. It's one of my hyperfixations personally, and I'm very much into the characters of it. In fact, I would say it's probably the biggest draw of the game for me, aside from like all the lore and connections to another game I really love. I think there's a lot to love here and a lot of people to, a lot of blorbos, if you will, to get super hooked on. So why don't we dive right into this, and let me introduce you to the tiers first, just so you know how I'm ranking these bozos. So, the first one is creme de la croissant, because, I don't know, it sounded French, and French usually means good. It never means anything bad. I shiteru you, because that's Japanese for for I love you, which is what that's, this means. Nihongo Joju. Ekonyan Sugar Girls taught me so.
Was your mom a cat and your dad was a person?
No, actually my dad was the cat.
Then there's You Are Okay With Me, buddy. They're on thin ice, but you know, they're middle. I'm not gonna call them mid, because I don't think that's very fair. Idgaf, which means obviously, and Spare Toilets, aka bad. I don't know who's gonna be in this tier. Whoever they are, I fear for them, because they're about to be shit on. Also, let's go over some quick rules before we actually get started with this thing. First of all, this is my opinion, and that's something that I think a lot of people tend to forget sometimes. I will never meet you in person. Probably. Hopefully. Do not take it personally if I put your fictional anime human, your favorite fictional anime human for that matter, on a low rung of this tier list. At the end of the day, we'll all be dust in the wind, so who gives a shit? Secondly, I'm not gonna totally base this based on, oh, the strongest meta or whatever. This is mainly just how much I love the character. Of course, like, how strong they are is gonna factor into that. Because, let's face it, it's gonna affect a lot of opinions for all of us on these characters. So don't take that in mind. This isn't a tier ranking on how strong I think they are. I feel like with Star Rail, sometimes there can be almost an objective strongest few characters, an objective few of the worst ones, but that's it's neither here nor there. It doesn't even have to be an objective best really written or whatever. It's just how much Lana Usagi, the VTuber, likes this fictional human. Also, last reminder, spoiler warning, I will be spoiling everything up to 3.0. Please make sure that you are caught up in some way or regard. I'm going to be talking about a lot of plot details, so yeah. Or if you don't care about that, feel free to stick around. I'm not going to force you. And if you see anyone in the comments that's getting mad because I put anime human low, you have permission to say that their mom smells like a virgin. So anyway, let's get started on this, shall we? We're gonna start with the start of this trail. Oh, let's also give a shout out to Stages Delingo on Twitter. Oh, and of course, I'm not gonna be ranking the characters in 3.0 because we don't know them yet. Sure, we know a little bit about Herta, but my current opinion on Herta is gonna be represented by 4-star Herta over here, sitting pretty over there. Alright, let's get started. Trailblazer. Okay, I'm gonna rank the Trailblazers together because they're the same character. The only difference in their characters is their pronouns. So, I actually really like the Trailblazer, I'm not gonna lie. I think as an MC, they're really entertaining. I think it's Hoyo's best take on an MC, because like, they're a perfect balance of, oh, this character has agency, but, you know, they're not barking down your throat or whatever, like other MCs in other games. And you can be sassy if you want, or you can just be, you know, a cookie cutter boring bitch if you want. It's kind of for you to decide, and I don't know, just the fact that they're like kind of shitposty, but they can be serious at times, I think that really fits the tone of this game. And I think it's a really good balance for what an MC should be. I really like how they're making them talk, especially a lot more in the newer quests. So I'm gonna put them in I shiteru you, because I really aishiteru them. I'm very arigato-ful they exist. Bailu. Okay, full disclosure. I don't have Bailu. I've never played Bailu. I've heard she's bad though. As a character too, like, I guess she's there. She does talk. She does that. That's the thing she does. But I don't know. I feel like Bailu isn't giving me too much as a character, personally. Her design is cool, I can say that. I like how the fact that she's the chief of the Vidihadera, well, however you pronounce that. Despite being a little 4-year-old. Oh no, but she's 1,000 actually. Okay. Check your hard drive. I'm sorry, Bailu, like, I do give a slight fuck, but I do have to put you in the idgaff territory, unfortunately. Super unfortunate, I'm very sorry. The Bronya. Or the Bronya, however, I'm too used to saying Bronya. I don't know which one of you motherfuckers got me saying Bronya, but your girl's stuck with it. I really like the take on her in this game. I prefer her in Honkai Impact 3rd, of course, because, you know, she's one of the main characters, and thus she gets a lot more arcs than just one. But as for what we know about her in this game, she's still, like, pretty damn decent. It's kind of like a very compressed version of what she goes through in the original, but she does end up, you know, liking Kakoli a lot more than you'd think. Bronya, I'm going to put you in I should tarry you, but not as high as these two. I think you're pretty cool. Clara. I think Clara is cool and nice, and I like her thing with Svarog. Do I like her design? I really am put off by the fact that she doesn't wear shoes. There's literally no reason for her to not wear them. I know this is a really weird thing to get hooked up on, but I have a fear of feet, okay? Let me have this. She's in fucking snow, and it's even call out in universe. Like, not as a joke or anything, it's just like, oh, why doesn't she wear shoes? She just doesn't. It's just a thing she doesn't do. I don't know. I don't know what the decision was behind making the little girl character not wear shoes or socks. Especially because, like, with red shoes, I think her design would work a lot better. It just kind of, like, the red draws you there, but, like, the legs just have nothing on them. It's very strange. But that's just kind of like her design. As far as her personality goes, she's very sweet. She's very nice in the texts and everything. She calls you big sister without your consent. She's okay. I would put her in You Are Okay With Me, buddy. And as a unit, I recently got her from the selector. I actually hadn't gotten her from a 50-50 or whatever before that. And I'm excited to trying her out. I think she'll be pretty cool. I didn't even discuss Bronya's utility in battle. Gepard. Gepard just doesn't do anything for me. He's like one of those like protector types you see in anime a lot. If you know Fire Emblem, you know like the Jagan types, where it's like, I'm a protector. Okay, what else do you have as a personality? I don't know. I wear armor sometimes and I like to train. I don't know. There's just not a lot to him. I know there's gonna be a lot of Gepard fans coming out of the woodwork going like, you fucker, how dare you put Gepard low. I don't know, Gepard just doesn't do anything for me. And like, he's been outclassed in battle by a certain other blonde twink. I'm gonna put him in spare toilets. I'm sorry, I don't even hate him. But I know there's not gonna be anyone else who's gonna be low like that. I just don't care. I'm sorry, Gepard. I'm sure you're a nice guy, but you gotta give me a bit more, man. You gotta give me a bit more. Himiko. That's an easy one. I fucking adore Himiko. Does she go above the Trailblazer, though? Because I really like the Trailblazer. Okay. Higher than Bronya. I'll give her that. Himiko's fucking awesome. I'm totally trying to remove my Honkai Impact bias here. If I didn't, she'd be at the top. I just adore her. She's such a nice mom figure to the Astral Express crew. She really ties them all together. She does feel like a leader in a lot of ways, and I think that's awesome. In battle as well, she's very utilizable, if that's a word. You can just kind of put her with anyone and it kind of just clicks. I don't know. Or at least it does to me. That's just how I tend to run things in my file. And I kind of love how they're almost teasing the fact that she's gonna fucking die. I hope not. They'll make me cry even more than they already fucking did. This fucking shot too. Ugh. Anyway, Himiko, you get a thumbs up from me. Welt, I adore this man. Oh, do I like him more than Himiko though? I don't know. That his actions in the Sunday like quest really, really put him above the bar for me. And he's like the #1 tie they have between the two games, the two Honkai games that are currently running. I love him. I love this man. If Himiko is the mom figure, he's the dad figure. I think you almost have to rank them together in a way. They both kind of play into each other a lot, and it really, really works. I really, really like him. I don't know how amazing he is in battle quite yet. Again, I don't use a lot of the standard characters. But I'm going to put him right beside Himiko. Above. I like this man. He grew on me. I didn't care too much about him when I started playing, but that really like changed when I played Honkai Impact. Yo, Him, you a good boy. Also, you're really, really cool, and your abilities are very cool. Yanqing. I really want us to like him. I'm sorry. I mean, I see what they're trying to do, but like, he's fucking worthless in battle. It's a joke how useless he is. I don't know if they're like trying to balance him out in the meta with like other units that he can kind of synchronize with, but it's not working. I've never seen a single Honkai Star Rail player using him unironically, and I've watched a lot of people play this game. I don't think I've seen him from the back in battle ever. I get they do make him look pretty, you know, important and cool in the Fei Xiao storyline and everything like that. But my focus ain't on you, bro. It's on Fei Xiao. Another blonde boy added to the bottom section. I'm sorry. Just you're not for me, bro. I just have an agenda against like little boy characters, I guess. Arlen. I hate to put another child character low, but Arlen just does not do much. For the one dark-skinned character, they really, really fucking did him dirty. I know we're getting another one in the IPC, but Claire, come on. Like, there's just nothing there. I know he likes the dog, and I do too. I love Peppy, but there isn't really anything there for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Arlen. And also, you're literally like the worst unit in battle. I think you can make him work in simulated universe with a, you know, setup, but that's literally every character. Arlen, I'm sorry. It has to be this way. Asta, another character that I don't see get a lot of use in battle. But she's cute, right? She's cool. I really liked her when I first played, because she was like, she's the first character you get, I think, when you do a warp. So I guess there's something there. There is something weirdly nostalgic about her from starting the game, but there isn't a lot there aside from being, you know, Herta's butt monkey. At that point, that's on the part of Herta, just being a boss bitch. I don't know, being a bad boss either. I'm gonna put her in Idgaf. I do give a, again, I give, you know what, I'm gonna change this. I don't give too many fucks. I give some, but like not too many. Dan Heng. Okay, we love Dan Heng. I don't think a lot of characters have made me laugh as much as Dan Heng has. And he actually gets like a full ass arc inside the Xianzhou thing, and I think it's actually handled pretty well of his past of being a criminal. And then him reincarnating, and I'm feeling like, oh, should I run away from this? Can I even run away from this? People are holding me very accountable for who I used to be, but I'm trying to be a different person that I've reincarnated. Dan Heng is a really well-written character in my opinion, and his voice acting is really good. His design is really good. I think it's gorgeous, especially as Dan Heng IL. I don't know, I feel like I don't give this guy enough flowers. I really like him. Will I put him in top though? I don't know. He doesn't have Blorbo points. You know, when you like a character for a lot of, you know, good reasons, but then, I don't know, there's reasons that they're above it that you can't really quantify. Blorbo points. I'm gonna put him right beside his Trailblazer friend. I'm also gonna count Dan Heng IL here. Also, Dan Heng IL, one of the most busted units for a long time. I'm pretty sure if you wanted a busted unit, especially one that would go with someone like Sparkle or whatever, you went to Dan Heng IL. Unless you're me, because I never played him, but I've played as him a lot with in trial mode and such. He's a very strong motherfucker, and I think that must be respected. And also his design is awesome. Dan Heng, you are good egg, bro. Herda, I adore Herda. My autistic puppet queen. I love her. The fact that she's so autistic about the universe that she wants to literally meet God, you gotta respect that. The Genius Society literally canonically gets called a bunch of autistic individuals, I'm pretty damn sure. So, yeah, these are my people, you know? I think Herda did it, I think. It's weird, because I wasn't too drawn to her at the start, but I don't know, things just keep getting more and more interesting with her. The more you just go around in her station and you just learn about various like things she's done via quests and stuff. The fact that some of her own employees hate her due to her not being at the space station. It's very interesting. And I think going forward, she is going to be one of the most interesting forces in Amphorius. So we should keep our eye on this little bitch and we'll see exactly what she does. Big Herda sweep, am I right? The Herda, whatever the fuck you want to call her. Hook. This is one that might surprise people. I actually really like Hook. I do not see Hook get enough praise in the fandom. I don't know why that is. Hook's really awesome. I think her design is fucking adorable. I wish she was more utilizable in battle because I genuinely think she's a really cute character and I think her storyline is really awesome. Her trying to make ends meet with her dad and everything. It's just it's like a really sweet one. It's one of those ones that you'd play if you're like, oh, fucking whatever, I just need so Jade, just give me him. I just need one more pull and I'll pull Kafka and I'll be able to admire her asshole. But if you actually pay attention, sit down and watch it, it's a really sweet quest. I really like it. So you know what, Huck? I'm going to put you quite high because I really like you. And I'm really glad that you actually got some screen time recently in the game. You deserve it. But I'm not gonna put you that high, okay? This is gonna get me killed. March. We all love March here. She's literally like the walking comic relief, but also some mysterious... Okay, she's not Alicia. Like, I think we're all in agreement, right? She might be Kiana. She doesn't look anything like her. But... we all love March. She's fucking super eccentric. She's adorable. Her design is fucking killer. Her design is single-handedly what got me into the game. Someone showed me her design and I was like, this game looks really cool. And also, I just love the combination of blue and pink. I wonder why. She's fucking adorable and we all love her. And also, she's actually meta now. So, hell yeah. I like her a slight bit more than Dan Heng. If March's newer form did not exist, I'm pretty sure she would not be above Dan Heng. But you know what? Imaginary March, you did it. You're not a 5-star, but goddamn, you have some fucking synergy with Fei Xiao. Trust me. Natasha. This Natasha, unfortunately, does not have massive clapping bakeries, but... but you know what? I'm biased. I voiced her in a lot of fandubs. Go check those out, by the way. They're really awesome. Anyway, as the Underworld Doctor, she is very sweet and caring. And I don't know, she's quite a big backbone towards the entire, you know, group of people in the Underworld of Belobog. She's kind of the driving force almost of a lot of the storyline. And I think that's really respectable. I fucking adore Natasha. She carried me for a long time as my sole healer because I could not pull a fucking sustain for my life. I didn't end up using Lynx until like April of 2024. Before that, it was just fucking Natasha. And you know what? She made it work. Did I struggle my ass off? Yes. Did I still struggle with Lynx until I was eventually able to get Huohuo? Yeah. But Natasha carried me for a long time, and I do have to respect her for that. She still has like a really busted light going on, I'm pretty sure. She probably gives that to someone who probably deserves it, but there's always gonna be a part of me that likes her. And I won't be able to probably separate her from Raven, to be honest. It's very interesting how like just a little dependence on where Natasha grows up, you know, changes who she is. In one, she becomes an assassin meant to kill. In the other, she becomes a nurse to help and aid the sick and dying. I actually hope we get a lot more screen time from her. And also, Elizabeth Maxwell. You have my heart. Your voice acting is so good for her. She's Natasha, an underworld doctor, and I'm gonna put her pretty high up. Oh god, this is gonna get a little top heavy, isn't it? We haven't even gotten into like the tops. Pela. Ugh, god. I don't think Pela sucks, but... And I know she has a lot of synergy with Acheron, but I just do not have the energy to train her up. This might sound weird to people who like are very gameplay focused, but I just don't have the energy to train Pela up. I just don't care about her as a character at all, and I don't know why. Anytime I would get into a cutscene involving her in any kind of quest, it felt like an expository just mess, and I was just like, oh my god, girl, shut up. I know you're a nerd, but you don't have to take it that far. You know what I'm saying? It was like, god. I don't even like her design all too much, which sounds really mean. But like, I don't know. There's just a lot happening, especially around like the torso area. She's like a museum curator too, and it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't have the energy to use her. I'm sorry, Pela fans, all 7 of you, but I will have to unfortunately put her here. Someone's gonna be mad about that. Someone's gonna have like a tizzy about that. Qingque. Okay. I have like very mixed feelings on Qingque. On one hand, she's like neurodivergent as fuck, so I'll just love her. She's all about, you know what, why work when I can have fun, you know? And she slacks off a lot. But at a point, that's kind of all she has. It kind of has like that, you know that one issue Genshin sometimes has where it just like introduces a character who's like, oh, I'm so overworked, and that's kind of just their entire character. Like, it described to me Qingque's personality aside from overworked wife. Qingque feels like an inverse of that, where it's just like, lazy, you know? I want to slack off, and that, it kind of feels like a gimmick at points. It feels like characters from Fire Emblem Fates, you know, where it's just kind of like they have a joke, and that's their entire character, and then they have sex. You know, Fire Emblem fans, leave a like if you understood what I was talking about. Qingque does give that sometimes, but at the same time, she carried me for a lot of quantum shit. And also, I don't know, I love her voice acting. I think she's really fucking funny in the story. I love her dynamic with Fu Xuan. I almost said Fu Hua. I don't know. There's a part of me that really likes her, but there's a part of me that's like, ugh, I wish there was more. I'm gonna put her in You're Okay With Me, Buddy. I think she's really equal with Clara, but I like her a little bit more. Sampo. Oh my god, for a while, Sampo was like one of my favorite characters in this. I think Sampo might be our first top tier. Someone is going to murder me for this, but I don't care. This man is the best, and I love him. He's such a suave, shitty dude that like just people love to shit on him in return, and he's like, oh, you wound me. I don't know, I like characters like that. I really do. I think his design really, really works. Sure, who the fuck uses him in battle? But I don't care. If you got a character that's entertaining, where he keeps coming back, he's a running gag. He has like ring-a-bell energy, just without the like creepy nonce weirdness to him. I don't know. I really, really enjoy Sampo and his antics that he gets up to. He's very Team Rocket. When he came into the Penacony kind of story, even though it was very brief and it technically wasn't him, I still thought it was fucking hilarious. And I won't lie, I did get a little creeped out when he was like, oh, you and Firefly, I'm going to show you some adult fun, or whatever the fuck he said. I was just like, okay, where's the bartender? Covers cup. Sampo, you are a creme de la classe. Serval. Awesome. A character that looks exactly how the fuck I do in real life. Great. Serval like carried me a lot in early game just because you got her for free. I don't know if you still do, but I did when I first started playing. And she was like this punk rock girl, and that's, you know, that's my aesthetic. So I was really into her. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think her VA is in Spy Family. I could be wrong about that. And that's really cool too. She used to have a rock band called Mechanical Rhythm, which Xenoblade fans, you know who you are. Put your phones up, you know who you are. Aside from her relationship with Cocolia and everything like that, I don't super have a lot to say about her. But like, then again, her relationship with Qingque is a big part of the story and a big part of her character, so it's probably unfair of me to kind of just brush it off. She's definitely my favorite of the Landau siblings, just because of her whole aesthetic. I do think her design is a bit loud, but I do like, though, despite the fact that it's very loud, I do like how it incorporates like a lot of rock elements, but also the silver main guard outfit, showing like her like, you know, split allegiances, where it's like, yeah, I want to remain loyal to Qingque and my brother and everything, but also there's that punky side of me. I think that's really cool. I think she's a perfect candidate for You Are Okay With Me, Buddy. I'm going to put her over Qingque because I don't have the Qingque issues with her. Also, we love her. Look at that face. You can't say no to a lass's face like that. Sushang, hands down, everyone's favorite girl failure. The fact that people were trying to lose that fucking quest just so they could see her back, for one, Jesus guys, cold shower, please. The fact that she's also carried over from Honkai Impact. My phone keeps falling. I should probably place it somewhere else. Anjali's voice acting for her, as always, they slay at voice acting. I'm going to put Sushang pretty high up, but I'm gonna put her there. She would be higher if she was useful in battle. I know there's probably some like person out there who can probably, you know, make her do tons of fucking damage, just blasting hoes left and right, but at the same time there's also people that can sweep in Pokemon Showdown with magic carps, so at the end of the day, it is what it is. Tingyun. Okay, I'm going to rank this Tingyun and Fugue, I'm going to rank them together. Phantanelia is another character entirely, and I personally think they have enough similarities where I can rank them together. Full stop, I really like Tingyun. Even before the whole Fugue thing, I personally way prefer Fugue's design. I think it has a lot more mystique to it, and I think that fits the slight difference in character they have. Fugue is a bit more tortured, a bit more wistful, and a bit more, I don't know, she just feels a lot more lost in the sauce, as it were, than benefactor, you better get over here, blah, 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 that original Tingyun has. That noblewoman, you know, Ojo laughter, that energy she has. And Fugue seems like she's going to be absolutely fucking busted. She at the time of filming this, she is not released yet, but I'm going to be pulling for her. I got guarantee, I got like 60 pulls. It's gonna be a toss-up, but I feel like we can do it. Make sure to subscribe, by the way, in case you want to see me do that. Okay. I'm going to put Tingyun and Fugue pretty high up. I really, really liked Fugue's direction, especially in the most recent quest. It's very, very, very heartwarming to see her with Yukong. Also, I cannot wait to read Yukong. My god, I love her. I'm going to put her, just below Dan Heng. I adore her. But I think Dan Heng's story is a little more consistent and dynamic. I don't know how else to describe it. Okay, we have some other Trailblazer. We're not gonna rank off it. Go down here with your other sisters. Look at all these bitches down here. Seele. Well, this is easy. Hands down one of my favorite characters in the game. I just fucking love her. I don't care if she got power corrupted, whatever the fuck. I'm still pulling for her whenever they let her out Beyonce's basement. Her design, gorgeous. Her voice acting, amazing. Molly, killing it as always. She's so just like bitchy and gay, and it's just like, yes, girl, that's what we want. A tsundere gay. Seele in Honkai Impact, she's very timid and stuff. This Seele, she's brutish. She's, you know, a little arrogant. She's very in over her head. She's very headstrong. She's just awesome. I really, really like her. The fact she fights with a fucking scythe, that she swings around and goes like, what headache? Like, that shit's awesome. I love that. The fact that she's called like the babushka or whatever, I don't know, it's like a Russian word for butterfly. That's like awesome, right? Like, that's awesome. Oh god, I love her. The fact that I actually ended up buying an acrylic stand of her in Akihabara when I was walking around there with my girlfriend. I don't know. There's a lot to love about Seele. And If you guys have been watching my channel for any stretch of time, you know that I'm like waiting for a rerun. I was not around I wasn't playing this game when she first ran and when she reran. I get made fun of a lot in my friend group for wanting this, but I need that Seele rerun. I just want to run around as her. She's awesome. And she's one of my favorite characters in this. And every time I was playing Belobog, I was like, what's Seele up to? What's Seele up to? She's awesome. Her design is really cool. I love hearing her talk. I love hearing her banter with Bronya. I ship them so much. They're like my everything. And just, love her. Love her to fucking death. I cannot wait to cosplay her when I have $7 million to afford the cosplays. Yuan. Yuan is a very hard guy to figure out. He's very much a chess master, and he also does a lot of weird shit sometimes, but it usually tends to work out for him. You don't really see him take many L's, except before Sunday was introduced when he wasn't very good in battle, but people for some reason swore he was. Listen, I know like we all like the hot lightning man. We all like Alejandro Saab, you know. But I don't know. His design, I really don't. I mean, I guess it's supposed to look like a lion, but then you also see him with like a white tiger. I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to look like a lion. I'm just saying that out my ass. The fact that he's not very useful in battle. The fact that like, I mean, without Sunday, anyway. He's very important to the story, sure. But for me at least, he's just kind of. I don't know. There's not a lot that's drawing me towards him. Maybe it's just the fact that I'm so biased towards character designs. I don't know. I'm going to put him in the middle here. He's cool, sure. I like his story moments, especially the one in the Huohuo quest. I thought that was really cool. But I don't know. There's a certain other general of the Xianzhou ships that I find way better, but we'll get onto that. Silverwolf, the first Stellaron hunter to become playable. Silverwolf, I have pretty good feelings for, actually. I don't know what to think about that. I'm going to put her pretty high up, I think. I think she's pretty dope. Melissa Fawn voicing her as well actually really fits. I think that voice is perfect for Silverwolf. And the fact that she's essentially another Bronya, that could go into very interesting places. So she's literally playing fucking Honkai Impact 3rd in her goddamn trailer. And her personality just being a massive walking, like, you know, fourth wall break constantly. Certain other character Melissa Fawn voices, I don't know.
She's not about to make us enter a boss fight, is she?
I do think in battle, it's very fucking weird how there's literally gotcha mechanics within her attacks. I don't know how versatile in battle she would be if you had to rely on a little bit of luck in order for things to go perfectly her way. But she's there for Mono Quantum, you know? And would I still pull for her if she came back? Yeah, probably. I want myself Mono Quantum. I think she goes up in... You're okay with me, buddy. I'm gonna put her at the top, actually. Design-wise, by the way, I really like her design. I think it's pretty showy, and I think there could be some cooler things done with it. But I think she fits her gamer aesthetic pretty well. Also, it's a Honkai game. I can't really be bitching about character designs being too showy. Auto Apocalypse. I mean, Void Archives. I mean, Luocha. I'm going to try and remove my bias for Auto because I really like Auto as an antagonist. But if I do, then there isn't really much to say because a lot of Luocha is kept very, like, secret and hidden. There's not a lot said about him. I mean, we only recently learned what was in that motherfucking coffin of his. It's fucking Tazuron. I'm going to personally put him here. I think this fits. There isn't a lot to say, but goddamn, that man's a fucking good-ass battler. I'm pretty sure he's still like a pretty damn good sustain. He reminds me a lot of Otto's priest persona he has in that One Bubble universe. In the Sea of Quanta. But again, we're trying to separate him from Otto here until the game tries to draw them together. We know you're Void Archives, motherfucker. We know you're Otto. Yukong. Alright, this is one people might be weirded out by. I think Yukong is one of the best written characters in this game. That's right. I don't think y'all give her enough flowers. I will say, the one thing that kind of lets me down about her is her design. It's kind of whatever. Anyway, am I overselling her just a little bit here? I think she's on the same level as Hook, actually, because I just remembered her design is just kind of like really whatever to me. It doesn't really say anything. It has the very basic, like, You know, that whole thing that Xianzhou characters have where it's just like, oh, they got lots of legs showing and then there's like the shoulders and it's whatever. It doesn't make sense for everybody. Especially Ronmei, Jesus, but whatever. Aside from that though, the things I like about Yukong are really, really apparent. I think her entire thing with her daughter, really, really heartwarming. It's super, super adorable to see her take on Tingyun as that daughter as well. Her relationship with Fei Xiao is very interesting. They must have some kind of previous friendship of some kind. Her past as a pilot, just everything. There's a lot of depth given to her character that I don't think a lot of people tend to point out a lot. She's fucking awesome and she deserves her flowers. So fucking give her them, okay? Go play her fucking quests, please. You won't regret it. Blade. Okay, so I know Blade is apparently a super bad unit, but goddamn, when he was first introduced, when I started first looking into this game, I started looking into this game like around the time I was still single, but I was so horny for this man. I was so horny for this man. I don't even know why. I guess he's just tall and has dark hair, whatever. I was very much like, I can fix him. Nowadays though, I mean, sure. I like his backstory. I think his entire concept as a character is pretty cool. But there's not really anything current going on with him. We see him once in Penacony with the Firefly backstory, where he's in a suit, which if I was still as into fictional characters, quote unquote, as I used to be, would have probably fucking gotten me pregnant somehow. But I don't know, battle-wise, he's not super great. I pulled him back in the day because of course I did. I think he's alright. I think he, as a character especially, I think he's pretty good. I like his backstory with Jingliu. I think a lot of the intrigue is on Jingliu's part as well there, though. I think his backstory with Dan Heng is very interesting. I don't know why people ship the ever-loving shit out of them. I don't think they look great together, but y'all ship what you ship. I'm gonna be over here shipping Ratio Reen. I'll just be over here with something superior. Anyway, Blade, I would put here. I think he's pretty good. But is he as good as these lovely people? Jie. Jie I really struggle with. Jie's early game, when I didn't have a lot of DPS units, carried the ever-loving shit out of me. I was being carried out like fucking like a child out of a burning building by a fireman. That's how much she was carrying. Execute the Mars Struck was stuck in my head forever. I was really into her. I still really like her design. I think of the people in Xianzhou who all have that kind of design, hers is kind of different, so it very much makes me go like, ooh, cool. I like how her body is like, she's like a robot and she kind of just has to get rebuilt every single time something goes wrong, and I was genuinely like fucking shattered when in 2.4 she got knocked the fuck out. Shay, you're pretty cool in my book. I'm going to put you here. I don't have anything too bad to say about you, but there's a lot of characters I like more. I guess it's the best way to word it. And also you don't get too much screen time, if I'm completely honest. To the point where when you show up in 2.4, I felt a little uncomfortable seeing you get screen time. Kafka. I fucking love Kafka. As does everyone, I feel. I feel like of Kafka, Silverwolf and Blade, I feel like Kafka might be almost everyone's favorite. She has so much to do with the story, and if they don't bring her back and fucking Amphorius and killing bitches, killing many, her voice is fucking, it's so good. Her voice actress is insanely talented. Oh, I just think she's so, so good. I think there's so much to her. Her design is fucking awesome. I love it. It's like very intentionally like alluring and sexy without being like, boobs in your face. Giant waist windows or whatever. I don't know, weird skin showing off. It like works. It's like very sexy, but also very handsome. And I think that's really, really awesome. She has sunglasses too. I just love her. I think she's awesome. I love Kafka, and her trailer is probably like among the best. They know what they're doing with Kafka. I'm very, very excited to see where her writing goes. Kafka, you go right up there with these two. I don't like you as much as Sampo though. I know you're like objectively better, but fuck off. Sampo has more blurbo points, unfortunately. Also, I can do a very good Kafka impression. Y'all need to ask me about that sometime. Luca. You are... What? Anyway, moving on. Fu Xuan. I think of all the characters, Fu Xuan might have one of the best designs. There's so much pink going on. The fact that she has the voice of power, which I didn't even learn for a long, long time. I like how pragmatic she is and how, like, you know, huffy she is, despite the fact that she's, like, able to see into the fucking fabric of the universe. They really use her in comedic situations well, but at the same time, she has a lot of genuinely cool moments, and of her animations, they are so, so awesome. They really do the psychic thing well with her, and god, her design. Man, I feel like I should really like Fu Xuan a lot more than I do. I really want to pull her. I hear that she's very meta. I don't know, maybe that's changed, but she's cool in my book. You go... This is a high compliment, but you go there. Your design is that good. That full splash out of her is like a fucking Renaissance painting. It's so good. Lynx. As a unit, Lynx is a pretty damn reliable sustain, I gotta say. That ult has saved my ass on a few occasions. I think she's kind of forgettable though. Her design is cool. I think it's nice. I like her little, you know, ice picker vibe she's got going on. But she definitely is. There's a reason why you don't hear a lot about her. She's kind of a little bit forgettable. I'm gonna put her here. I'm sorry, Lynx. You did help me out a lot though. Jingliu. Jingliu, once upon a time, was my favorite character in this game. I'm not kidding you. Once upon a time though, things have changed. Has she been power crept? Yes, very much so. I think if you ask anyone about power creeping in this game, they'll either turn to Seele, which I'm not gonna accept, or they'll turn to Jingliu. I actually have a giant Jingliu plushie in real life too. So I feel like, yeah. Do I like her as much as I used to? Not necessarily. But do I still really like her? Yes, I think she's really, really cool and awesome. Her voice acting is some of the best in the game. I think Amelie, no matter what role you give her, absolutely crushes it. I think this is the perfect casting for Jingliu because she's so icy cold, and Amelie delivers that with such a silent kind of just bitterness that Jingliu just so has.
And so I wield my blade to the very end, until the stars have been cut down from the sky. This oath I will never forsake.
Like, it perfectly works for her character. Yeah, I don't know, I think I still love Jingliu that much. I'm gonna put her pretty high. Very much a bright spot in the Sanjo arc for me, which wasn't the greatest in my opinion. But her whole quest with Qing and everything, the fact she easily overcame Qing, uplifted him a little bit too. I think anything Jingliu touches just turns to gold, not ice, weirdly. I think this is a perfect position to her. I don't think she has much Blorbo points for some reason, but I do still really like her. I really respect her, and I'm gonna have Amelie bias. I'm sorry, there's a reason why Lucia is like one of my favorite characters in Radiant Dawn. Topaz. Topaz is one of my favorites. I'm sorry. I mean, I have some Slade bias a little bit, but, hear me out. I was gunning for Topaz for so long. I only got her on her third rerun. I failed a 50-50 for her, and then mispulled and got Robin on the first one. I've been fighting for Topaz for a long time, and I finally got her after losing another 50-50, then actually pulling right and getting her. I fought my ass off for Topaz. I'm so glad, because I fought my ass off, and now we have the character with the biggest ass. I love how almost of a gray morality they give her in Future Market, and how, like, over the course of this one quest, her whole weird capitalist vibe, which she still has, by the way, in Penacony, I would argue. And the fact that, you know, her entire thing is, oh, money, money, money. I think that slightly shifts, and at the start, she is going to infuriate you, and that's intentional. Because she comes at you like a fucking car salesman, where it's like, hi, 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 I'm very nice and I'm very happy, but I clearly do want your money, and I'm gonna try and weirdly emotionally manipulate you into giving it to me. And the fact that she almost literally fucking attacks this is another thing. I don't know, Topaz is pretty... she's pretty hardcore when it comes down to it. And her design, I mean, I don't know exactly why with her, you know, uniform.
She has to write it all the way up on maps.
Especially compared to her, like, underlings. Also compared to, like, her uniform that you see her wearing in that one IPC trailer, which, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like a little bit better. I like the hat. But still, Topaz is pretty goated, and in battle, I think she's still really awesome. As far as hunt units go, she's, like, up there with, like, some of the best. And also Numby. You get Numby in there, too. Cutest motherfucker ever. The fact that literally she's one of the few units that in the overworld will have some kind of advantage. Yeah, she's pretty awesome. The fact that you can actually see treasure, Numby will find treasure for you. I mean, does it take the fun out of looking for treasure a little bit? Yeah, but hey, I'll never turn down a cute critter helping me look for treasure. And it's Sam Slade. What? Fuck you. She's here. I just realized the top 3 of these people are criminals, but it's okay. Guinaifen. I actually really like Guinaifen. As a fellow clout-chasing subscriber guzzling streamer, I really relate to her on those levels. No, but for real, I think Guinaifen's like really fun. I think her voice acting is also great. The memes that came out of her, awesome. There's also a lot of backstory to her, surprisingly. She came from a war-torn area, but then decided to go to the Xianzhou and change her name to Guinaifen just because she thinks Guinaifen is a Xianzhou-ish sounding name. And the fact that her original name used to be Guinevere or something. We'll put her pretty high up. Because I think she's cool. Aishiteru's getting a little bit full. I think she's here, but there's a little bit of a separation here. This is gonna get a little bit more full. I think, especially as we go on. God, there's a lot of fucking 5 stars here. They need to give us more 4 stars, jeez. Whoa. One of my favorite characters, simple as that. I think her entire backstory that they give her in her little quest is really, really awesome. And I think it really defines her in a good way. The fact that she came from this, you know, background of not being treated well, and then shit just gets worse for her with Tail just latching onto her and people teasing her for that, and just life just sucking a lot. But then her and Tail over the course of the quest grow a bit closer, and then when Tail sacrifices himself, I don't get him back for like quite a while after that quest. That quest was a little bit overly long, but I digress. And I mean, if we're talking good sustains like Luocha, I think Huohuo, personally, in my opinion, is the best sustain in the game. If you build her for outbound healing, I don't think, unless you really fuck up, I don't think your team can die, straight up. And her ult really, really helps. She literally fucking domain expansions. Are you kidding me? We love an anxious queen. As a fellow anxiety haver, Huohuo, I salute you. I like you a little bit more than Sampo, but not as much as the queen. I think this is a good time to point out that Seele isn't my favorite character. Argenti. I adore him more as time goes on, I feel. When he first came out, his battle was very annoying and I really didn't like it. But as time goes on, like I said, I found him towards the end of that one quest to be really entertaining, and I liked his heroic sacrifice moment that he had, that he ended up surviving, but still. And the fact that he's one of those philanderer characters that isn't super creepy about it is like a breath of fresh air. I don't know how he is in other versions, but at least in the English version, he isn't fucking, you know, he's not like a Persona character or like a Danganronpa character where they border on just being a fucking nonce. I don't think Argenti's that at all. He's a very romantic man and he hits on a plant. You know what? We stand an objectum sexual king. As far as him in battle goes, I cannot say because I haven't heard much from people using him. But from my own experiences in trials, I think he was pretty decent and a pretty good, like, physical type attacker. I think Argenti's pretty good, and I feel like I need to give him a lot more flowers than I already do, especially considering, you know, that's his entire thing. He loves flowers and beauty. And the fact that you can join in a lot on his own antics of worshipping Adrilla the beauty, I think is pretty fun. I think that's a really fun side to him. I'm going to put you in You Are Okay With Me, buddy. Maybe just a little bit below Guinaifen. Trust me, I know there's not a lot of people up here yet, but we're getting to Penacony, which is my favorite arc of the game. So it's going to start getting filled up a lot more. Hanya. I mean, Hanya's cool, I guess. Question mark. I like how she's kind of like a zombie. I like how the fact that Susie Young voices her, and does a great job, by the way. But that design, I can't. You make a character that's supposed to be like this zombie Punisher girl, you know? And you give her like this design. Why does she have the same design as all the other Xianja girls? It's, ugh, whatever. I'm sorry. I have to put you there. I feel like I should change this because I don't think these characters are bad. I'm gonna call them AKA whatever. Ranmei. Now we're getting into stuff. I'm gonna say Ranmei's design, while it does use the, you know, uniform ass fucking thing, and I think she would have looked way better with this design, but with like a lab coat or something over it. People would be fucking so horny for that. Like, if you're still worried about, oh no, will people not pull for her? No, they would. Shut up. Ranmei is kind of like, she's this mad scientist character. She doesn't let a lot of people in. You don't exactly know what's on her mind at all times. And I think not only does her voice acting sell that, but a lot of her body language, just how she conducts herself, the fact that she's so obsessed with life, and the fact that they don't initially give you the side of her. When they were promoting Ranmei, they did not. They just gave off this vibe of, oh, she's this beautiful lady who's very scientific. But then the more the quest goes on, you realize she's kind of fucked up. She's kind of fucked up in a lot of ways. She's trying to do a lot of dangerous things with her research, such as resurrecting and cloning an emanator of the propagation, which for a certain other few characters here would spell mass PTSD and destruction. But that's kind of who she is. That she's like the dark side of the Genius Society. What happens when curiosity goes too far? I think that's a really interesting way to look at it. I think Ranmei might have her own agenda in a lot of things. She's definitely, character-wise, and even lore-wise, one of the most interesting characters to keep an eye on. And also, in battle, I'm sorry, she's objectively one of the best. She's one of the best supports you can have. At the start, when she was first introduced, I don't think a lot of people saw her that way. But then Firefly came out, and then everything clicked. Everybody wanted a fucking Ranmei on their team. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think just talking to myself here, I almost like convinced myself to put Ranmei in like the higher tiers. Definitely a character lore-wise to keep an eye on. Ranmei, you are in the top echelon here. Congratulations. I just need to pull you upwards. Yes, I know I have a woman bias. Shut up. Ratio. Dr. Ratio. Doctor, you're huge! I was actually very surprised after the quest that they gave him that he actually got quite a large role in Penacony too. Dr. Ratio leaves quite a lasting impression. He's very much like, oh, you're such an idiot, you know? Which I feel like some people would be put off by, but I'm not. I'm living for his smart-ass attitude. I think his design is like very, very eye-catching. And I'm not saying that in a perverted way. I think like genuinely a lot of his like Greek inspirations and stuff, and the fact that he's very much like trying to be like, oh, I'm like, I don't know, Galileo or whatever, Roman, I don't know, scientists that there were. I don't know, whatever you fuckers go on with. And he's pretty decent in battle if you know how to use him. Pretty decent guy. And also, we gotta love his relationship with Aventurine. Come on. We all know what's up with you two. And his voice acting is fucking perfect for him. Pretty decent boy. I will put him above the Trailblazer. And now we're into Penacony. Peak Coney, am I right? Black Swan. Now I gotta remove my bias here because I do voice her in a lot of fandubs. And I do love Aaron Zek beyond belief. But I also gotta admit to myself, Black Swan, like after she does her bit in the early parts of Penacony where it's like trying to advertise her to you because, you know, she's the first character from Penacony you can pull for. There isn't a lot more to her than just being a memo keeper and all that shebang. I do think she's cool, and she is in my Acheron team, and her and Acheron is probably my favorite ship in the game. But I do have to be honest with myself. Her design is like, okay, like it's good, it definitely fits her role. But at the same time, like, her role in the story is just kind of very, very light. I will, of course, be a little bit biased, so it's very difficult to rank her, I think. Here is a pretty good place to put her. She's weirdly nostalgic to me in a lot of ways, due to the fact that like when I pulled for her and stuff, that was a day before I actually went to Japan to see my girlfriend for the first time in person. So, you know what, Black Swan, I'll leave you there. I voice you in some fandubs, so I'll give you that. Sparkle, the first character to cross over between Honkai, well, I mean, I guess from Honkai Star Rail to Honkai Impact. I really, really like the fact that Sparkle is kind of a shitpost character in a lot of ways. She's definitely not taking things too super seriously, and I think that has to be respected. I do respect the girl for that. Especially considering she doesn't even take what's going on in Penacony all that seriously. She literally is just there, not because she has any stake in personal anything that's going on. She's just there to just cause chaos because she knows there's already going to be lots of shit going down. Also, I assume being someone very much in line with Elation and that path, that the spread of the order probably makes things a lot less fun for her if everyone's going to be just acting the same. So causing chaos and just making things harder for like Sunday in the Order, yeah, I see how she has a stake somewhat in things. It's very fun to speculate on her a lot, especially considering they put a lot of emphasis on the original trailers on who she used to be before she became Sparkle. There's a lot of backstory you can dive into there. I mean, it's very much in the background. You don't really get to experience a lot of it firsthand like a certain other Penacony character. But hey, Lizzie Freeman, she's turning into Pomni. And I also gotta say, I don't get too much use of her in battle unless I'm really, really trying to like skill points conserve, you know? Maybe she fell off, I don't know. Maybe I'm not training her right, but either way, I do like her design. I do kind of wish she was called Hanabi instead, but it's whatever. Sparkle's also cute. She gotta keep her fucking sandals on, girl. Like, Hayo, I know what you are. I'm going to put her here. Yeah, that makes sense. Misha. My opinion on Misha constantly flip-flops because, like, the Watchmaker, awesome. This character, for one, Misha literally disappears for, like, a very large portion of Penacony. You see him at the start of it, and you kind of just go like, oh, what is Misha's deal? Then it's kind of not around in the story again until it's time for Misha to die. Because he's the child version of the Watchmaker. I don't know, it feels like a role an NPC almost could have fulfilled. I feel like almost like Mikhail or someone like that. Hell, even Siobhan gives more to the story than like Misha here does. Siobhan should have been playable. Whatever, you heard it a million times, but it's true. Misha, I don't give too many fucks. I'm sorry. I do care more about, I do like what you bring to the table a bit more than these two though. Also in battle, Misha's basically like useless. I like the little gimmick that he has, where he can slow down enemies. Wouldn't you just want to like fucking freeze them or something? I don't know. Acheron, Mei Senpai, our hero, our goat, one of the best, most broken units ever. I love Acheron. Also, my girlfriend voices her in a lot of fandubs. It's the boyfriend! So I'm very biased. This is the only place for her, I'm sorry. Like, not only is she busted in battle, like, people go like, oh, you need to use her like code if you want her to be any good. That might be true for some people, but if you're like me and you're epic and you use Good Night Sleep Well or whatever the fuck it's called, she does pretty decent. Did I lose the 75-25 to her light cone? Yes. Did I have to go to therapy for it for quite a few days? Yes. Acheron's just really cool. I love how half of her outfit is kind of like a kimono, and that's where she keeps her sword. But if she usually fights with her sword not even drawn, because if she does, she literally rips holes in reality. And she's an emanator. Like, holy crap. They gave Mei Senpai so much power in this. She's such a broken badass too. Like, she comes from this world like swallowed up by a black hole. There's so much backstory to her. She killed like her universe's version of Kevin, but then it was like all for nothing because it was destroyed by the Aeon of Nihility, Ix, you know? Or however you pronounce that name. IX, I don't know, whatever. And then she became an emanator. And now she just kind of keeps on losing memories. There's so much to her that is so intriguing. When that red dialogue came up, there was so many theories going on. Oh god, it was there's so much things that just are good about her that just keep on sprouting. Oh, and her white-haired form too, awesome. Girl, it looks awesome. her whole conversation with Aventurine. The fact that sometimes when she's talking in cutscenes, they'll sometimes play a song that relates to Kevin and May. God, it's so good. When there was also that Raiden, I'm sorry, I'm gushing so much, but like when that Raiden May, when they actually revealed her name to be Raiden May, oh, like, I wish I was streaming that. My jaw was, I was like, I mean, everyone fucking knew it, but just to hear it confirmed was like so awesome. I'm so glad I pulled her. Like, hands down, one of my favorite characters in the game. She's like all the hype for Penacony. Why is she below Ho-Ho? I prefer her. Not as much as Seele now, I'm sorry. Aventurine, another one of my favorite characters. The fact that we get so much personality from him. The fact that he's like probably the biggest risk taker and probably the person who like fucked up Penacony the most by exposing the existence of the Dreamflux Reef through quote unquote death or whatever. That entire patch 2.1, as much as we like to give background attention, that was Aventurine's fucking day. They go so deep into his backstory. The fact that he was recruited into the IPC by literally gambling his life against Jade. Dude, like, you gotta respect a man for like flipping the coin so many times and just it landing perfectly for him each and every time. In battle, this man is kind of a unit too, being the best and probably the the most recent, scarily enough, preservation unit. Everything about him just works. In battle, he rules, and in the story, he's perfectly smug, snarky, very gay. His design also just tells you everything about him immediately. There's also just a lot of pish posh about him where he's like trying to flaunt his wealth because it's like he used to be a slave and now he's rich, so he's gonna try and shut it off, but also he's still a slave at the end of the day. He's a slave to the corporation that employed him, but that within itself is the gamble. And also Camden, his voice actor, this being his first role, and the fact that he did this well, like, yeah. Here's to a long career for you, my guy. Aventurine, one of my favorite, if not my favorite guy in the entire game. Just 2.1 was one of the best like updates we received ever. And a lot of that is just due to Aventurine's journey of self-discovery and battling with his inner demons at the theme park, which we all do. You ever go to Disneyland, you just fucking face yourself. Aventurine, you get into the creme de la croissant. Gallagher. A lot of Gallagher confused me. I genuinely thought he was going to be a villain at first. I thought he was going to be the final boss of Penacony. I thought he was going to be the Sunday. But no, he's very much more of a passive figure. He's a lot more kind than I actually give him credit for. I will say, of the 4 stars, he gets the most use from me because he is in Firefly's team. And also, finally, a man with stubble. A man, like, that steps outside the norm of just Twinkie anime, man. Genshin, look at this shit. Come on. You can do better. No wonder everyone's fucking horny for him. He's the only one with stubble. I do admit that a lot of his whole thing being an enigmata thing goes a little bit unexplained, and I think that's kind of annoying. Like, the fact that he's on the path of enigmata, but that... Like, I didn't even know the path of enigmata existed until it was brought up there. Like, you'd have to go out and look for that information yourself about Mythos and everything before that. And the fact that Sunday just kind of drops it and you're like, what the fuck is the enigmata? We also don't know what the fuck he was on about the whole 13 thing. Like, what?
I love my...
But hey, this man, he's also a unit of battle. I mean, not as much as Aventurine, obviously, and he's definitely more of a team player. But he definitely, like, helps. He's a very good break unit. I think for his design alone, I'm gonna put him here. I know I kind of was like a little bit, but that was nitpicking, you know? You nitpick what you love. And also, his whole scene where he actually, like, died or whatever actually made me kind of emotional when I was playing. Gallagher is a good boy. He's a good dog, and we're gonna put him here. Robin. Robin is a very nice and sweet girl, and there's not too much else I can really say about her. I do love her relationship with Sunday and everything. I think that's a really big part of her character, but I think a lot of that also mainly comes from Sunday. I think a lot of the time Robin is more of a passive participator in like that part of Sunday. But I do think there's a lot in Robin, even as I say that she does have to herself. The whole fact that she was held back by Sunday for her protection after the attempted assassination on her. And also the fact that she's also really useful in battle with Fei Xiao. Like, I don't know. Not only is she good in battle, but I also relate the fuck out of, I relate to her like hell. My girl being held back by a family member because they're scared something will maybe sort of happen to you, to the point where that starts to affect your growth in your life. Girl, I relate to you, I feel you, I'm right there with you. And I gotta say, her design, one of the best in the game. I really, really like it. I think it's gorgeous. I think it would have been even better if she had those like little fluffy like things on her arms. Boa? I can't remember what they're called. If she had those on her actual design, I think that would have been even better. But yeah, gorgeous. I think she's very, very pretty. And I relate to her, and she's good in battle. But aside from that, there isn't super anything else really drawing me towards her. I mean, I pulled her by accident. Let's keep that in mind. But yes, it can happen if you're stupid. Do not judge me. I know this area is fucking stocked as hell. I'll probably move some people up here, I think. Maybe I'll just... We're getting close to my favorite, don't worry. Everyone knows who the fuck it is. Boothill! I adore this man. I remember when his design first got shown off, I was like, what the hell? Like, I didn't fully get it at first, but then when I seen him with his hat on, I was like, okay, this shit clicked. His shark teeth, the fact that he has like this weird metallic kind of voice filter on him when he talks, because, you know, most of his body is fucking robotic. The fact that he gets like actually like a lot of backstory shown off, not only in like his light cone and his actual backstory that you can read, but in the story you see him revert to his child self for a little bit in the fucking Rappa chapter of all things. And the fact that he's like actually pretty psychotic, which for a character in Honkai Star Rail, like, you don't often get to play as characters like that often. Maybe once we get to play as Obsidian, we'll see more sides of that. But I digress. I am getting this man when he reruns. There is no doubt about it. He seems like a fucking devastator in battle, and I need a physical attacker. I didn't want Yun Li, but I want this man. And the whole running gag with him like sort of cursing, where you can absolutely tell what he intends to say. I love this space cowboy. This is the return of the space cowboy. I'm gonna put him up here. I actually do prefer him to Jingliu, which I think would surprise a lot of people. Jingliu didn't do anything wrong. She just, you know, I just played the game more and I got more attached to more people. Oh, and here she is. Firefly. What else is there to say? One of the first characters I ever cosplayed, like in public. A character that legitimately made me cry multiple times within the game. A character because I don't pay attention to leaks and shit, mind you. When she was revealed as Sam, I was genuinely like, what the fuck? But also it's like, but it makes sense. It's like the best kind of plot twist. The fact that like, she's kind of like a romantic interest, but with a twist. The fact that that entire first part of the story builds it up as if she actually died, only for it to come back at the end of 2.1. The fact that her design is gorgeous because it incorporates, for one, Sam looks fucking awesome. It has like a lot of butterfly wing like motifs going on in there. The fact she actually tries to defy Elio's script despite being a Stellar Hunter. The fact that her fucking backstory is like, you can see pretty much all of it in actual form. You can see about her getting created. You can see about her on her missions via the animated shorts. You can see the moment everything was taken from her and she was taken into the Stellaron Hunters. Her voice acting fitting so well, and the fact that you can almost see her voice break at points because of just how fucking traumatized this woman is.
Until everything burns to ashes!
Oh god. The fact that she's like the best fucking unit in the game right now. Oh god, you cannot tell me
Anything.
I love Firefly. She's easily my fucking favorite Honkai character in general. You bitches think I like Elysia. This girl's on another level. I have a fucking wall scroll of her. Ugh, I adore her. I love Firefly so much. She is the Blorbo to end all Blorbos. She's right up there for me with like Bernadetta from Fire Emblem Three Houses. I will kill people for her. Okay, I will say the only thing that sucks about her fan base. Y'all seeing a naked girl in a henshin outfit for the first time in your lives and you're like, damn, I'm Like, you know, that will never change. I adore this character so much. I don't even have any relation to her. It's not like Bernie or like Robin even, where like I relate to that character. No, I just adore her. The fact that they also take you on like a second kind of date with her when her Sam identity is revealed to her, and she definitely acts a little bit different because of it. Oh, it's so well put together. What a great fucking character. Everything about her just works together so well. People are gonna be weirded out by her, like, oh, you're, you know, giving a gacha character a lot of praises. She deserves it, okay? Firefly, awesome. Firefly fans, emerge. Y'all are needed right now. We love her. Best character, my favorite character in Honkai Star Rail. There's not gonna be any topping her, I'm sorry. Her and Trailblazer, matter of gender, awesome. Good ship. People are gonna be like, oh, but it's basic. Yeah, well, your mom smells weird, so unfortunately you'll have to live with that. Jade, okay. I don't really have a lot to say about Jade. I think when Jade came out, people were having a lot of fatigue about characters like that are, oh, I'm your mommy, you know, like, you'll have to do what I say from now on, puts leg over other leg. Does she have that body adi? Yes. Do I want to look exactly like her? Mm-hmm. Does she absolutely have like the weirdest like business sexual relationship going on with Topaz? Probably. They are probably breaking some company policies with that shit on their downtime. They're pulling after we collide levels of freaky.
Pardon? You have two options here. Either you fuck with me or you leave. You decide for me.
But you know what? There's parts of Jade I really like. I like her role in that whole story with Firefly. I think it really ties into it well, but I don't think anyone's pulling for Jade, I'm gonna be totally honest. I don't know if she's like super great either, like in the battle wise. Again, I didn't get her, but I feel like no one really super cared. I'm unfortunately gonna have to agree. I like what you bring to the table, Jade, but unfortunately, you are in that tier. Yunli. As much as I love Yunli's being a hater of Yanqing at every corner imaginable, I do think there is like not super a lot there with her character. She kind of disappears sometimes, like from just the overall plot of that Xianzhou Trailblaze continuing. And she doesn't really impact the plot a lot, aside from stealing Yanqing's sword. I feel like a lot of moments that Yanqing got, she could have gotten instead, and I think people would have walked away being Yunli fans. Also, why is she barefoot? Stop this. I love her voice acting. I think of all the characters in the game, I think it fits her. Like, that voice is some of the fittingest for her. She sounds so bratty and immature, and that's exactly what she is. I also love how her trailer has a Bochi reference. That's also cool. I like her more than Gwynaifen, but I'm gonna put her here. She's still pretty damn good, and I really enjoy her character, but she doesn't do enough. I would like it if we got more of her someday. You gotta show me more, girl. Also, I so thought you were like a Fuhua XP, but I was wrong. Zhao Cho. I can never get his name right. Anyway, him. The first Fox Boy we got, and he's voiced by Mark Whitten. I love him. I was very not nice to him at the start because I didn't like his design, and I still am kind of like whatever about it. He doesn't really give me a lot of healer vibes from it, and I think he almost has like the same outfit as Sampo in a lot of ways, but it's, I don't know, I really like his character direction, the fact that he became a willing hostage to Hule and stuff, the fact that he literally straight up almost died, and the fact that he's blind. We actually have a blind character in this. He's pretty cool, and I really enjoy his role in the story, and I don't know if he's any good in battle. I don't have him, but when I was playing as him, his ult line got old really fast. That's what I will say. Do you like him more than Yunli? I would say so, but I don't like him more than Robin. I feel like I'm doing Robin dirty there. I'm gonna put her up a bit higher. Fei Xiao. Well, this is no surprise to anyone. Annalise, you have my heart. Fei Xiao has one of the best designs in the game, do not at me. I do wish she was more muscular because she's a fucking war general. Everything that went on between her and Hule, this inner battle with her persona, you know, I thought it was super dope. And I think as a unit, she's one of the best in the game as well. She's just like Firefly, it's awesome. Annalise kills it as her voice. Just everything about Fei Xiao was really cool and awesome. And I think almost she's a little bit underrated. I don't feel like people sing her praises as much as they should, but you know what? They hate to see a majestic fox woman win, I guess. Should she nukes an entire city full of Borisin? Give this woman her flowers, alright? I said that a lot in this video, but still. Give her what she deserves. She is an awesome, awesome character. Not as cool as Acheron and Seele and my daughter, but she is still awesome. Female Gojo Satoru. We love her. Also, pulling her was like probably the most torturous but amazing feeling ever. Come to mom. Come to mama. You fucking bitch. Lynxa. Oh boy. Lynxa's very hard to pin down my feelings about her. Her design, I keep flip-flopping between I dislike and I like it. As a Vidi Hadara, I got it, she's like a dragon girl and all that stuff. She's got her red limbs and stuff. I think the best part about her, weirdly, is her voice acting. I don't know, it just really fits her. Her voice actor does a really, really good job at portraying like how sick of everyone's shit she is, but also just how much of... She kind of has like almost a princess complex in a lot of ways. And she's just kind of like, yes, it must go this way, and if it's not this way, I will be upset. You know, she has like that kind of an energy. It's very similar to the original Tingyun, and it's like an energy I really like. But and in battle, she's really good in battle. But at the end of the day, we gotta look at things from a critical angle, and I don't know. I feel like her personality feels very done before, and it's gonna happen with a lot of characters, but we don't get a lot of backstory in her. She's kind of in the story. We know she came over from someplace. We know she was like a student of, you know, one of the previous villains of the Xianzhou story. There's a lot about her that's cool, but there's a lot about her that's like whatever. I think she's a perfect candidate to be in the same ballpark as these folks. Yeah, I think I prefer Black Swan a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good. I do love her skirt. That is one thing I also love about her. That's kind of like minor. Moza. I actually do not have a lot to say about Moza. In battle, he's kind of like, okay, sure. His role in the story is actually like pretty decent, because like he does care for Fei Xiao. I mean, he works for her, but he doesn't super show it. And that's like a pretty cool thing about him, because he's like, oh, he has like kind of tough love. But at the same time, he's also, he's very devoted to his like friends and everything, despite the fact that he's very standoffish and very quiet. I do hope we see more of him, because I don't think we got enough of him. But I can't in good conscience put him super, super high. I feel like Clara's getting shafted a little bit here. I'm gonna put her up a bit. Yeah, there we go. Rappa. There's a lot about Rappa I dislike, I will say that. I really don't like her rapping in the story. I think it just feels very out of place, and it's not even good rapping, if I'm being completely honest.
Yo, yo!
Oh.
Under starry skies, evil low and high. Help us both in the dark.
It feels like spiritual, lyrical type shit. Listen, I'm a fan of rap. I feel like I can judge this stuff, even though I am the whitest woman alive. I may be like the whitest woman alive, but I can tell what like bad rapping is, and I know that this is it. But still, I think there's a lot to like about Rappa. I like the fact that she's, you know, Yae Sakura's younger sister, or at least the equivalent of her in this, considering in Honkai Impact she was, and her backstory with the doctor who was like trying to help her escape from the reality of being a human experiment by helping her become a ninja, and then that became her entire purpose and personality. I think that's a pretty cool part of her, and the fact she's trying to hunt down Dr. Primitive right now, and she's joined the Galaxy Rangers, and she's off on her journey. Her design is like that looks uncomfortable. Like that thong looks uncomfortable. It feels like, I don't know. Her design doesn't do too much for me personally, but still, there's some good parts to her. There's some mid, and that's just kind of how it is sometimes. I'm going to put her in here. If your rapping was better, you'd be higher. I'm sorry. Sunday, I adore. I was really hoping he would turn into some kind of very Final Fantasy-esque villain at the start of Penacony, and boy was I right. I was actually disappointed when he got quote-unquote killed, because I was like, oh shit, wait, is he not the bad guy? But no, he turned out being it, and he was so cool. That battle with him is so breathtaking. The music, the like emotional just outbursts, just the weight of it, everything. Such a good fucking final boss to the arc. Hitting some man with a train never felt so fucking good. And him like reforming and stuff, and the fact that you actually get the choice on whether to actually let him reform or not. It's not like Enji Todoroki where it's like, oh, he does a shitty fucking thing and okay, I guess now I have to let him come back here, you know, no matter what, despite the fact that I don't agree with him. No, you're actually given a choice. You can even like just tell him to his face that he's an awful person and we'll never accept him, even though he actually like made the effort to put it in. Forgiveness is a choice. That's a big part of it, especially if it's the main antagonist of the entire Penacony arc. And as an older sibling myself, if you like shame yourself in front of your sibling and stuff like that sibling, like they almost feel like your child sometimes, especially if they're younger than you. You don't want to shame yourself in front of them. You don't want to look terrible in front of them. You can joke and you can do all these kind of things, but at the end of the day, that person is your fucking life. And him not being able to face Robin at the end was really emotional, but also really realistic in my opinion. I just think he's gorgeously written. The fact that 1 week is like another side of himself as well that he has to put down. And the fact that his entire dream was just about keeping his sister safe as well. And it seems that he's pretty decent in battle too. There's like not a lot to dislike about Sunday. And both of his designs are really cool. This man's a really good antagonist. Very good, you know, well-intentioned extremist type antagonist. So where will I put you, Sunday? I'm thinking of putting you up in the higher echelons. Yeah, I think that suits you just fine. So here is my list, it seems. It seems like it actually turned out a lot more even than I thought. Maybe if I swap things around here. Hang on. This looks right. Yeah. Actually, I'll put you above. Yeah, okay. This seems right. This is my list. On all these characters. Again, this is all my opinion and stuff, so if I said something that you don't agree with or something that you think sounds stupid, and it's like, how dare she say that about this subjective piece of media, grr. Unfortunately, different opinions exist, so yeah, super unfortunate. But this is my Honkai Star Rail characters tier list. I'll be making another one of these around the time Alphorius comes out, because I know Cyrene is going to fucking kick Firefly's ass. Or maybe she won't, I don't know. We'll see. But Cyrene, I already love her. Cyrene is already like top 5 before I even know anything about her. I love Elysia so much, I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. And you know what? Leave your own opinions in the comments above. Because fuck it, right? I assume you have your own favorite characters. We all have opinions here, and that's totally fine. I love doing tier list content and stuff like this, so if you want to see more of it, let me know by giving this video a like. And maybe even share it around with some of your friends. You can go like, oh my god, did you see Sis's opinion on X character? And just can laugh at this video together. Because at the end of the day, that's what human connection is. Again, I stream and play lots of Honkai Star Rail, lots of Honkai Impact, lots of other games. I stream mostly on Wednesdays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 6:30 GMT. So, 6:30 PM GMT. So, you can subscribe and catch a stream there, and let's explore some more of the Star Rail together. This video should be coming out a little bit before Alphorius does, so I hope you guys are ready for that. We're gonna be playing that all the way, so I'm very excited. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please, on your way out, leave a like, subscribe, and leave a light on, and I'll see you guys in the next video, stream, whatever we do. I want to do more tier list content in the future, so I hope you stick around for that. And that's all I gotta say. Bye-bye.
Tails acted for the greater good. Let's make sure his sacrifice isn't for nothing.
I'm supposed to be the fastest, but I was too slow to see.